Alrighty,
You want to introduce yourself?
sure. I'm sorry for chewing on food. Oh man, this is the worst introduction ever.
I don't think it really matters.
Mm. Alright. Hello everyone, Plutonium here, and I'm here with Mr. Alex the Kaiju fan.
Greetings, everyone. I'm actually in an interview with someone who was working and actually came up with the ideas for the infamous Godzilla Kenshin era that is trending on YouTube in the Godzilla fan base.
Yeah, I mean like, hey, I'm actually kind of surprised
All
for
right,
like
so
how big it is.
I'll never forget your first movie. The what was the name of the first movie? It was like Godzilla Unleashed.
Godzilla World Apocalypse.
Yeah, Godzilla World Apocalypse
That's
and
exactly what
Godzilla
it was.
Return to Space Godzilla. I'm excited for the new one, but can I start with the questions?
Um, really spitball any question you have for me. I
All
mean,
right,
the it's the way. I'm gonna have to limit my answers to a certain point because
all right.
you can ask me anything.
Well, I'm not gonna ask you like spoiler questions.
Well, even if you did, I'm not gonna answer them.
Oh, okay. So I was gonna ask you one thing that I really noticed about your new Godzilla teaser for Godzilla Wrath of the Hybrid is that Orga is like the third villain in your series, whereas Godzilla was the first villain as he killed off Varan, Mothra, and Baragon in Seattle and Osaka. And then in Godzilla: The Return of Space Godzilla and the Vortok were your main enemy. But I found it really interesting that you had Orga as like the third villain because usually people on the Godzilla fan base they always say things like Space Godzilla is the top monster. He's super powerful. So why decide to have Orga come after Space Godzilla, not the other way around?
That I cannot answer. So just by luck, just by really thinking about it, I cannot answer that.
All right. Can I ask you another question?
You can just, just ask me any questions,
All
It
right.
could be about any of the films.
All right. So let me think. Let me think of something. Oh yeah. So let me think. Oh yeah. Whatever happened to the two alien sidekicks of Queen Morticia and the Return of Space Godzilla? You know those two aliens sitting in the chairs? Are they still alive?
Oh, you mean the two little aliens in the back
Yeah.
with that ruled with Vorticia?
Yeah.
It has yet to be known what happened to them. I believe, I don't know.
It just kind of faded
It
away
was
into
said to
the.
be they were uh fed to the pet of Vorticia. Who knows though?
All right, next question. Since the also related to the two aliens, since I see that the two aliens work with Queen Vorticia, this does this mean that the Vortalk race in your series are like actually different creatures from humans? Because in the Godzilla Atari trilogy, they never explain what kind of creatures the Vortalk are.
Yes, they are different creatures. They're nowhere near human.
All right, they're kind of like the Exilians in a sense in Final Wars.
They're not even like the Exilians. The Exilians, they were more human structured aliens. These aliens are just kind of like mixed together. They're just kind of like extraterrestrials that you would think of in the back in the 1950s.
Oh, that sounds nice. All right, next question. So the next question that I was going to ask to you is that let's see. Let me just look back to Godzilla World Apocalypse. Okay, so when Godzilla killed all those monsters, is there a chance that they will be possibly coming back in the new Godzilla movie, Wrath of the Hybrid that you're making?
That's another question that I will not answer.
All right, all right. And here's another question that I know you won't answer for sure. What is that giant thing? Well, actually, it's not even a real question about spoiler. You know that alien ship thing that you have in the trailer? Like, how big is that? I just want to know, is that even a spoiler about how big it is?
How, like what are you talking about? The portal thing?
Yeah, the little portal thing, that giant circle thing.
Um, that's relatively big.
Is it bigger than like Tokyo in a sense?
Uh, yeah, it is.
Wow, then that thing must be giant. All right. Next question. Oh, let's think. Space. Sorry, it's been a while since I watched like the movie. It's been like
It's
months, so
fine,
I
man.
kind of
I mean,
have
like, uh, it's fine. You're good.
I kind of have to like dig deep into my memory to remember
Yeah,
every
man.
single detail.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so my next question is about Space Godzilla. How come you decided to have him purple and green? Not that I have a problem with it, but I know people were saying that it looked like Barney when it first came out.
Well, well, the reason it was purple and green was because the model was originally made to be look like Super Godzilla from obviously the game. Um, what was that game called? Godzilla Generations 2, I believe that's what it was called, or something. It was something in that relativity, or yeah, I guess that would be the right term for that. But anyways, that was originally supposed to be Super Godzilla, like that's what its original purpose was for. So then we had to change it to a different color scheme and obviously make it more Space Godzilla-like,
All right,
in which we changed you got Space Godzilla, changed the textures to blue and yellow, and then obviously keep the same features.
blue and yellow. All right. Another question. I noticed that Space Godzilla in this movie. Oh wait. Let me ask you a real quick question. Is this game like, for example, in any continuity with the Atari Godzilla games at all?
Is the era in any continuity with the Atari trilogy at all?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, not at
All right.
all.
All right. I was just wondering because I noticed that Space Godzilla basically just came in for the first time, and
Yeah,
he's technically already been created.
yeah.
All right. And I came up with this other strange theory about Space Godzilla. I was wondering, like, whenever you see Space Godzilla attack Godzilla, he always has a green atomic breath. And what's the reason for him having green atomic breath? Is it because the model came with that too?
No, it's just the whole concept of the Vortok reviving Space Godzilla, a new look. Just think about you just want to how do I say it? I don't want to say like, well, yeah, revamp his look, the power that he has, and what moves he can do.
All right. Next question about Space Godzilla as well. Well, not really about Space Godzilla, but more about the movie. So, a long time ago, when your movie was gonna come out, you released a short little teaser of Godzilla in sort of a boxing slash wrestling match with Space Godzilla, where he uppercutted him into the air. And I was wondering, how come you did not keep that scene? I really thought that scene was pretty epic and funny.
How come we didn't keep that scene? Well, what happened was the person who originally made that scene kind of just dropped out of the project because he had no I don't want to he didn't really have any motivation, and it's not really his type of style, what we were looking for. So in addition to that, we got another animator to take his place, and we just had him animate the whole film instead of just uh, making the scenes that we didn't have, because we wanted continuity to be obviously a part of the film instead of just having one scene from one animator and another from a completely different one.
All right, just want to keep everything consistent.
Yeah.
All right, I can kind of understand that. Next question. Let me think. What was it? Oh yeah, did Rob Esso's character die? I mean, not Rob Esso. I'm getting so mixed up here. I feel
Hobbies.
Rob Esso. It's like they did a Dragon
You
Ball
mean
Z fusion. Did Rob's character from ETN, the guy who was the Mecha King Ghidorah pilot, did he actually die?
that's one question I will not answer.
All right. Next question for the thing. All right, so let me think. What was it here? Oh yeah. So how long? So when you guys did the continuity from Godzilla World Apocalypse to Godzilla: The Return of Space Godzilla, all of a sudden the second one, Godzilla had a Godzilla Junior son, and it's like, how did he get that? Like, did he just find him? Was he found? Like, what is the origin for that secret second Godzilla? He just kind of popped out, no offense.
Um, I could see where I could see where you're coming from. Like you said, he just kind of pops up. But at the time, the humans had no idea of this second Godzilla. He was kind of undiscovered.
All
As
right,
you could
so it's
say.
just kind of a mystery thing.
Yeah, no one will ever know.
No one will ever
No one
know.
will ever know where he came from.
All right. Let me just look through my old video so I can remember some things. Oh yeah, so will Orga turn into like a spaceship? Like, will he start out as a spaceship in the new movie?
Um, are you talking about like how he kind of did in the film, like in
Yeah,
Godzilla 2000?
yeah, like that.
Um, that's a tough one. I could answer it, but I don't think I should.
Yeah, that might actually be a really big spoiler, actually.
No, I'm not gonna answer it. Just for my security,
All right, I won't.
just because I want to be secure about it.
All right, so let's think. Next part,
I'm
next
pretty sure this
question.
would be a lot easier if the
You
Wrath
probably
of the
script.
Hybrid was released. That I guarantee you it would have been much easier. This,
I think this would be much easier if I'd actually taken notes first.
yeah, but we just kind of like did this, you know. But I have time. I don't have any limit. That's something you'll have to see.
In the next Godzilla movie.
Yeah.
All right, so here's another question. So for Godzilla: The Return of Space Godzilla, how come you chose Mecha King Ghidorah as the mech and not something really super popular like Kiryu or Ogera actually, because that would
Um.
actually.
So it actually isn't Mecha King Ghidorah. It's Hyper Mecha King
Oh
Ghidorah.
yeah, from Godzilla Island, right?
Yep, that's it. And the reason we chose that model is because it was something completely different. Like no one, in my mind, in our mind at the time, would have ever used that other than us.
That's true.
I mean, tell me how many times you've heard the name Hyper Mecha King Ghidorah pop up.
Actually, never until like Godzilla Island, so it's been like a decade almost.
Yeah, I mean it's yeah. So it's not a very popular name. So we just kind of said, you know what, we think it'd be a really good idea to have him as be the GD, the Global Defense Forces, well, weapon.
All right. And another question about Hypermecha King Ghidorah. How come the humans base their model off of a classic Godzilla monster like King Ghidorah, yet King Ghidorah does not exist or potentially yet exist in the Kenshin era?
Hmm, that's a
Like you,
good that's a good question.
like you would think that the humans would base their machine off of Godzilla because Godzilla's like the only monster that they've really seen. They've never seen King Ghidorah.
Hmm, that's a really good question. I'm actually kind of stumped by that. Um, I guess with my original idea of like this whole trilogy, I think at the time of World Apocalypse is this continuing not as like its own brand new trilogy, in which this has turned into now. It's turned into its own trilogy. Um, but like at the very beginning, I thought of it as everything that happened in the past. What would it be? 31 Godzilla movies, I'm pretty sure. 29. It's something like that.
Yeah.
In the past 30 Godzilla movies, all that happened. Like everything in that happened, and all the monsters were still alive and stuff like that. Just my mind was crazy.
All right.
So I guess what I can say is the humans at one time, in what I can see as a logical explanation for what I had at the time was the humans were around back in 1992 to see King Ghidorah.
Wait, didn't King Ghidorah appear in 1991?
Yeah, I don't know. I have all my dates mixed up. Oh man, yeah, it was 1991. That's what I meant.
All right, another question. This question is actually about Godzilla.
All right.
I noticed that in your movies, Godzilla 2002 is the father. He's the original Godzilla Senior, but Godzilla 2000 is actually like the son. So how come you had Godzilla 2000 as the son, even though 2002's design came last? So technically, I don't know.
See, a lot of that's what I've noticed. A lot of people seem to think that Godzilla Jr. is Godzilla 2000, which it's not. It's actually just a smaller scale of Godzilla 2002 without the scar, and we actually edited his texture. Well, I didn't. One of our one one of the model editors, that's how I'm going to put it, actually edited the textures for that specific model and made his original charcoal gray skin lighter, and he made his dorsal plates kind of like a pinkish tone. It doesn't have that deep red like how you see in Godzilla 2000 or Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla.
All right. I kind of like the very sparkly purple spikes. That's just me. I think it's pretty underrated.
Yeah.
All right.
And like I said, we like to do different things. So we actually did. I like the idea of us giving Godzilla Jr. a green spiral beam. I love that idea.
I agree. No one ever uses green because they're like, oh, it's Zilla Jr. No one likes Zilla Jr.
Yeah, I can tell that's. I'm surprised actually no one ever brought that up. No one in the comments of uh, that film actually did not bring that up at all. I was
Well,
actually pleasantly surprised.
well, I'm actually pretty okay with it because Zilla Jr. is one of my favorite, like Godzilla kaiju in general. I think he's very
Yeah.
underrated. Also, another thing, like like I kind of feel sad that Goji Fan 1993 himself doesn't really like it, the Godzilla animated series.
I'm not a big fan of it either, just because it's just kind of like, it's just not the best. I mean, like, which one are you talking about though? I know there's two,
1998.
the '98 series. I wasn't a big fan of it just because, I mean, it was generally a little better than the movie Godzilla '98, but it, I'm just not a big fan of it. I don't think Godzilla is one of those. Uh, I just don't think it's one of those um, franchises that can be animated,
Funny
like
because
in a cartoon form. There,
it's funny because so many people on the internet would like to see a Godzilla anime.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't like a Godzilla anime. I wouldn't like it. It's just not. I mean, comic books are that. I think that's as far as I would like to take it.
All right. I mean, to be honest, I don't know. There's something about I like anime, but there's something about like the artwork that makes me tired of it after a while of seeing it on Google Plus so much.
Yeah, I do see a lot of anime stuff on Google Plus.
I mean, just so much randomness. All
Yeah,
right, but I know I went a bit off topic. I'm
you're
sorry.
good, man. You're good.
All right, wait. I'm not sure if I've ever asked you this, but are you a fan of Ultraman?
You did not ask me that, and not a very big fan of them. I do have an Ultraman figure, and I think I do plan on collecting more of them, X plus. But I'm not a bit. I've never seen anything Ultraman related.
Oh, really? I think you should get into it if you ever have the time.
Um, you know what? I can probably try to. It's just
Not
too
enough
many, too
time.
many characters, too many.
Yeah, the entire storyline is a bit confusing to
I mean,
understand.
to me, it's kind of like the Power Rangers. No,
Yeah,
there's not much continuity with that. There will be continuity for a couple of movies, and then it'll change something completely different. I mean, Godzilla's the same way, but Godzilla is just so inconsistent that I'm so used to it. And but there's so many questions in every single film which you can try to make connections to, but it in the end doesn't really matter. But that's what makes Godzilla fun, trying to make the connections from one film to another.
yeah, I actually really agree. The thing is with Power Rangers is that it's like trying to readjust to something all over again, which could take years potentially.
Exactly.
All right. And I was gonna ask you, besides your own fan film, are you excited for any other upcoming fan films?
Um, I'm the last fan film I've watched was Nicholas Walker's um I forget the damn fan film name. It honestly might have been Resurgence. That was his original name, I think, for it, and then Toho copyrighted it because, and at the time, no one knew why they copyrighted it. But then, and
Just
then
came
we
out of
found out it
nowhere.
Godzilla Resurgence. I mean, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it just came
But
out of
that was the
nowhere.
last fan film I kind of like really kind of wanted to see. Other than that, I think, or was it Awakening? I know, I think Awakening is the new one. I need to double check that real quick. I think Awakening might be the new one. I'm
All right.
sorry, I am so boggled up right now. Let's hurry up and find this real quick. Oh man, that
Oh yeah, can I also ask you some other questions?
dude, yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
you can. All
Oh,
right.
I
Oh,
thought I
it's
could only ask one.
Uprising, and
Godzilla Opera.
Awakening. That was the first. That was the first film, Awakening, Godzilla Awakening. That's what it was. That was the last fan film I've kind of looked forward to, and then but the real answer to your question, not really. I mean, Godzilla Uprising, another one of the sequel to Godzilla Awakening. Um, I'm kind of looking at it. It's. I mean, it's trying to improve. He's trying to improve on that. Um, yeah, he's trying to improve on because Awakening was kind of like a stop motion with Godzilla figures and like styrofoam buildings and like kind of like a laid out cardboard street and stuff like that. And I mean, which is fine. I mean, like I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, I thought it was overall. I'm gonna be harsh on this. I thought it was a weak film, but based on the stuff that he had, um, it wasn't bad. I mean, like for the materials he had and stuff like that. But if I really wanted to take that seriously and rate it overall as a film, I'd say it was pretty weak, just because like Godzilla's mouth was always perpetually open, and then at scenes you would see the magical land of uh, carpets and desks and stuff like that were like 50 times bigger than Godzilla. So I think change is good, or yeah, change is good. The kind of change he's doing, it's really hard just because I'm looking at the animations. I mean, some of them aren't. Uh, I'm not sure if he's doing the animations himself or if if he has someone else doing it. But if you're really looking to improve on that, I think you need to get someone else to do those animations for you that has experience with SFM, that they know what they're doing and everything like that. Just don't go do it off yourself. Just don't do it by yourself, because the animations look, I'm not gonna lie, mediocre. That's a mediocre job for a film that's supposed to be better, and which it is. It has some major improvements, but the overall product right now is looking to be mediocre in terms of animating. Mediocre.
Who is the film by again?
The Master of Carnage 77, aka Nicholas Walker.
Oh, I remember him. I kind of been off from YouTube for like 5 months, so I have to do so much catching up on.
Yeah.
What the movie was called?
I hope you're listening to this, Nick. I hope you are.
The movie's called. Oh, here it is. Wait. Oh, okay. It's called Godzilla Awakening, right?
Yeah, it was called Godzilla Awakening. That was the first film. The second film that I was talking about was Godzilla Uprising.
I'm gonna go. It kind of reminds me of other fan films that most of the general public has made.
And that's why I love the Godzilla Kenshin Era trilogy so much. Is not, I mean, like, the very first film that, which was Godzilla World Apocalypse, that is the base. That was the starting. That was a spark of what. That was the root. I'm coming up with all these like base names, but here's what it is. It started a boom of a bunch of Godzilla fan films. And at this time, I mean, before World Apocalypse, Godzilla fan films, I think, other than maybe at G-Fest, I'm not sure. Other than that, never existed. Me and Goji Fan 1993, just with a Wii console and a little bit of voice acting and a storyline and a little bit of a plot, that set off this giant explosion of Godzilla fan films that just went crazy. I mean, right after that release, I think I heard people maybe I don't know, maybe like 25 people I knew started their own Godzilla fan films, and I was just astonished. I'm like, wow, like this has to be something important. Like, it was just all crazy. Like, that's why I personally love the Godzilla Kenshin Era trilogy.
That's I actually like it as myself, but the thing is that you guys really improved when you went from playing Godzilla Unleashed. Now I don't really care because when I used to play Godzilla Unleashed, I never made a video about it, but I would always pretend to go on different storylines, and I was like, oh, you know what? That's really neat. They're doing something that I would do if I had
Yeah.
good camera quality with whenever I'm recording a TV game. But then you guys just came out of nowhere with this animation, and it was like really swig.
Yeah, and that's why I love that we are constantly improving on this trilogy. And for this being the final film of the trilogy, Wrath of the Hybrid, I can tell you right now that we're doing some pretty serious stuff now. Like, this is something extremely serious. Like, not saying that like Return to Space Godzilla wasn't anything serious, but like that movie was I'm not gonna say it was half-assed, but it was kind of sped up production because we weren't the premiere at G Fest that year and everything like that. Which overall, since we did do that, we actually I thought turned out pretty decent. I thought, it was a pretty decent film. There's things that we could have fixed, but at the time, it seemed pretty good, and I'm still happy with the product that we did make.
All right, so I'm watching Godzilla World Apocalypse, and I just noticed a continuity flaw. I mean, it's a one that could not have been avoided, but I noticed a continuity flaw.
And
Okay, okay. So when you guys were doing the Godzilla World Apocalypse movie, you guys were playing as Godzilla 2000, but the Godzilla Senior in that movie was based off of Godzilla 2002.
yeah, I guess instead of because there were at the time, well, I'm pretty sure there still is none, but when we were gonna make Godzilla Return of Space Godzilla, it was actually gonna be somewhat in continuity. We were gonna use Godzilla Unleashed again. We were gonna have fun with it. But then someone reviewed World Apocalypse, and we just thought like, yeah, we seriously need to bump up like our our quality and how great we want to do this. So we got multiple voice actors, we got animation, and I think that was a great upgrade. I thought it was a really big upgrade. But along with that, we said Godzilla had this immense power. If you see the rage mode in Unleashed, where he has all the
Critical
lines
mass.
on him and stuff like that. So we had to find some other way to interpret that because there was no other way that we could have done it that way using MMD. So what we did do was use the Tokyo SOS model, which had the scar on it, and then we had that represent as his source of power. He kind of just absorbed it all and just kind of had this scar there.
All right, that's pretty interesting. So I was gonna ask you a question about the Kenshin era for Godzilla. So this new Godzilla Senior, is he like the second Godzilla? Like, how did he come into existence exactly? He just popped up and started murdering every monster in his path. I mean, I'm watching the movie. He murdered Anguirus. He
Yeah,
killed Baron.
it was kind of like um, a fight for dominance, if you know what I mean. If he wanted more power, he had more of a character in that film. He wanted more power, and that's what he wanted. He wanted power. If he was like a dictator. All he wanted was power, and he destroyed anything that got in his way.
Kind
That's
of
how I'm gonna put
GMK.
it.
Kind of GMK.
Um, GNK, he was kind of like solely killing everyone, you know, like he was just solely killing Japan, but it wasn't really exactly for power. It was just kind of like, hey, I'm gonna destroy Tokyo today or something like that.
He just kind of pops up and murders every monster in his way.
Yeah, you just that is true. You
It's a
kind of just
massacre.
yeah, he kills a lot of things.
That's probably the one reason why I like Godzilla and World Apocalypse because it just wipes out everything.
I know he completely destroys every single monster.
I felt so bad for Varen though because I loved Varen so much.
Varen wasn't even a guardian monster.
Well,
He
he
was
was born
actually
to be.
supposed to be with Godzilla, and then Godzilla just kind of said, "Really? You're here for this too? Well, I'm gonna fuck you up." That's basically what happened.
All right. So can I ask you? Oh wait, I forgot I can ask you another question.
Yeah, you can ask me another question. You don't need to ask.
Sorry, it's just
Just
there's
keep
so much
just
so
keep going until
important.
you completely run out. Like there's nothing else to ask.
All right. So my question was about Space Godzilla. I was gonna ask you in your movie Godzilla: The Return of Space Godzilla, how come Space Godzilla was laying there dead?
I don't think that was our original intention. uh, to just have him laying there dead. Uh, I think we were supposed to we meant him to have him underground, but with our time crunch and stuff like that, we just kind of settled for it. I That's what really happened because that's what our original animator did. He made that scene, and then when he left, we just kind of left it in there just to say, you were a part of our team, so we're gonna leave at least some of your work in it. So we just kind of chose that scene, a very small scene, and then, like I said, with the time crunch, we just kind of had to settle with it.
It kind of reminded me of the opening scene, the Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, when the future people were looking at King Ghidorah on the floor,
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the ocean floor.
yeah. Yeah, you're right, man. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, that was like the first. Oh wait! I just came up with another thing. The reason why I asked you if you watched Ultraman was for another reason. I just barely thought of this, but you know that scene where Queen Vorticia resurrects Space Godzilla and it plays that kind of sound effect?
Yeah,
It's actually the sound effect from Ultraman Tiga. Whenever the human
yeah,
turns into Ultraman, they play that sound
yeah,
effect.
yeah. Yeah, I do know that. Someone told me that, so that's how I know.
All right. Who actually put that sound effect in there? I just want to know.
Um, I think it was the original animator. I'm pretty sure.
All right, that sounds pretty interesting. I'm gonna look through Godzilla: Return of Space Godzilla just so I could get a very vivid memory.
All right,
All right, I got a question.
all right.
So, how come you decided to have Space Godzilla as your second villain? Usually, Space Godzilla is like the final villain of any other saga.
We chose Space Godzilla because after after World Apocalypse, me and Chris were well, aka Goji Fan 1993, but I don't know. I just call him Chris. He calls me by my first name, but whatever. Um, but me and him, we were pleased with the product, and I said, I just kind of said, you know what, Space Godzilla is going to be in the next film because that's your favorite character, and I'm a nice guy, so yeah, that's what's going to happen.
All
So
right.
that's how Space Godzilla kind of came up as the second villain.
I mean, it's kind of ironic because Space Godzilla is like supposedly the most powerful thing according to the Godzilla franchise.
I don't think he's the most powerful enemy. I do not.
All right, who do you
Now,
think is the most
now,
powerful?
now we went to the point where it did seem like he was by just adding all of this power to him, just like the way he kills Godzilla is just absolutely devastating. Like that was crazy.
I really thought it was pretty interesting. It was a pretty nice twist that Godzilla just got destroyed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so for when Godzilla when he becomes when Godzilla resurrects himself, Godzilla Jr., how come you guys gave him red spikes? Like just pure red spikes.
Because that's his, his what? There's a specific name for it, but that's his red atomic beam.
The
That's like,
spiral?
yeah, the spiral beam.
All right, but I mean like how come he didn't just keep it for like the other Godzilla Wrath of the Hybrid?
How come we didn't keep it?
Yeah.
Well, I can answer this one. We actually did keep it. Yeah, he's still gonna have the red spikes.
Alright, I didn't really get to see too much of Godzilla spikes in the teaser because it kind of showed him from a really big frontal view.
Yeah, yeah, he still has the red spikes. I will say I can answer that one.
Alright. Okay, why did you decide to have Queen Vorticia as like the villain, like the kind of human-like villain in the movie, not some other alien race?
I guess because the Vortex was very popular in um, the I don't know, the Godzilla fan nation, I guess I can call that. They're very popular, so we just decided, it'd be pretty cool to have him in a fan film because I don't think prior to that no one has even done that
I
either.
don't think I've ever seen a fan film where the Vortok are the main villains.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't think there ever is one.
All right. Oh yeah, so what inspired you to make the Kenshin era anyway? Like, how long have you had the storyline and ideas for it?
Um, the Kenshin Era story. Um, the Kenshin Era. I mean, I wasn't exactly inspired by it. I just thought it'd be a really cool idea to kind of make this fan film. So, uh, by this time, when I told Goji about it, believe it or not, I was actually, I don't know how I would say it, because at the time when I subscribed to him, he had two subscribers. He had two subscribers when I subscribed to him, but he did tell me like those two other subscribers were his friends. So technically, I was actually his first ever real subscriber. Like I commented on every single one of his videos every single day, and he always replied. And I was in one of his videos. Well, he mentioned me in one of his videos. I was so happy. So from that point, I've always been in contact with him, like every single day since spring of 2013. So that was a while ago. That was a long time ago. So anyways, I just thought it'd be a really cool idea, so I contacted him about it. He's like, "Yeah, we can, yeah, we can do that. Uh, just come up with a storyline, give us the monsters, come up with a script. I'll edit it, I'll do the gameplay and all that. We'll be good." I mean, I wasn't so much inspired by it, but I was just kind of like, "Hey, this be pretty cool and pretty fun to do." So we just kind of did it, and honestly, it took me maybe 2 hours to come up with everything for Godzilla World Apocalypse. 2 hours, and that's everything. That's the script, that's the plot, that's everything. So basically, I did all that in 2 hours, and just because I didn't really care, I just thought it'd be something really fun to do, and I thought it, and I enjoyed doing it.
All right.
And then with uh, with this, with the Return of Space Godzilla, it took me 3.5 weeks of work to do the script and the plot.
I can imagine.
Yeah. And with Wrath of the Hybrid, it's uh I'm not sure if he has that on Facebook or not. Cause like I don't want to say how long it might have. I think I can say that. It took us I want to say almost 6 or 7 months to get all that done.
Wow, really?
I'm telling you, we put a lot of work into the script and the plot. It's great.
Do you think it's better so far than Godzilla: The Return of Space Godzilla?
Um, I don't know. I mean, just based on the work we were putting in and the hours and just the amount of like, motivation we have. Um, yeah, I think Wrath of the Hybrid has a chance to, and it will be. No, I'm not going to say that. I think it has a chance to be if there was a Godzilla Grammy Award, Grammys. I think or an Oscar. I think it has a chance to win Film of the Year. Just solely based on like work ethic and stuff like that. I'm not making any promises by any chance. And we don't even have a set date for release. So that just tells you that we're not going to be done anytime soon with it.
Oh,
Um, but yeah, I think it will be better just because we put so much time and so much work into it, and we put so much thought in that I think it will be maybe possibly 100 times better than Return of Space Godzilla, and that's just based off of work ethic.
all right. Here's more of a personal question. If you were to rate your own movie, like if you were to review Godzilla: Return of Space Godzilla, how would you rate it?
Um, based on a how do you want me to rate it as? Do you want me to
Like as a
rate it
person,
as like as if I was a movie critic, like piece by piece, or just based on the materials that we had?
you can do both if you want.
Based on materials we had, I thought we did a solid 7.5 stars out of 10. If I was a real movie critic, maybe 5.5 out of 10.
All right. Oh yeah. So here's another question. I was gonna ask you, you know how Godzilla is laying there in the city, and Godzilla Wrath of the Hybrid?
Yeah,
Could
the
there
in
be
the
a
trailer.
yeah? Could there be a possibility that they use the remains for Kuryu?
Hmm. I don't know. I can't say.
All right. All right. So I guess I can't really ask too much about Godzilla Wrath of the Hybrid at all.
Um, if you, I mean, if it's to the point where it's so general, then I can probably answer it. But if it's down to specifics, uh, like what is Orga's chromosome count? Like I'm not gonna know that.
Organs chromosome count.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna answer that, nor would I really know that.
You would have to find out if Orca's like a male or a female first.
I know, like why would I? Well, I don't think it would make a difference. I mean, like you can ask me about anything, really. You just have to use the right wording,
All right.
it just needs to be so general that I can answer it.
Okay. Here's a pretty funny question. Why is Orga attacking the city?
Why is Orga attacking the city?
Yeah, like why is he doing this?
That's that's something I can't say either. I can't say. I cannot tell.
All right. Okay, can I always ask you how big Orga is in this movie?
Uh, I don't know. Pretty average kaiju size, I guess.
Well, what I mean is that you have monsters like Space Godzilla and Baron, creatures that are like from the show and Heisei Era. So, what are the general size range for the monsters in general?
Um, I'd say they're pretty Heisei height. They'd probably have to be, or no, they're Millennium height. They're definitely Millennium height.
Yeah, because they look pretty. They don't look like giant compared to the tanks. They look kind of normal size. Like when I saw it, I would say about 50 meters around that.
They're Millennium size. We'll keep it at that because
All right.
I don't know. I don't want to get in specific detail and say like, oh, Orgo is a whopping freaking 2 meters or something like that. Like I don't
He's
know. I don't.
2 meters.
Yeah, a whopping 2 meters. Like I don't want to go up. I don't use a yardstick to measure how big a kaiju is.
If Orgo was 2 meters, he would be like the size of a normal sized human or something.
I mean, you can say that. I mean,
All right. Let me just look around at the Godzilla trailer. Oh yeah, so I was gonna ask you, since Space Godzilla was dead, And Godzilla, what was it? Godzilla, the Return of Space Godzilla. Is it possible that Space Godzilla could have been just killed by Godzilla or the military in between Godzilla World Apocalypse and Godzilla, the Return of Space Godzilla? Because throughout the movie, there were giant crystals all over the place.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite understand your question.
Like, for example, I know this is because Godzilla Unleashed is Godzilla Unleashed, but there are crystals all around Godzilla Unleashed in the movie. So I was wondering, could it be, was that just like a prelude to Space Godzilla coming in general?
Uh, no, we just kind of did it. You have to understand, like, we just kind of did Godzilla World Apocalypse for fun. So I mean, we didn't really piece together, every specific detail, but but I love the Kenshin Era trilogy once again because it keeps people guessing now. That's what it's known for now. It keeps people guessing. And I love it
I could come up with so many theories for
because
this.
um because I'm reading I'm not gonna say it. Screw it.
All right. Let me just look around through
All
here.
right, all right. I'll say it. There, because I read all the comments on anything we post about Wrath of the Hybrid. Um, so there are people who have theories that there's a new monster involved, and then there are theories who think, such as yours, that Orga is the final monster. There are many theories like Titanosaurus is the
What?
final enemy. Yeah, there has some been crazy things I've read. I'm like, wow, all right, that's a possibility. Like, I mean, and that's what I love because it everything that we um, release keeps people guessing and brings in more of a crowd. That's what I love, and I love doing this stuff for all Godzilla fans. I love doing it
All right. Here's another more of a preference kind of question. But for Godzilla World Apocalypse, how come we decided to make the movie with Godzilla Unleashed and not Save the Earth or Goji fans' favorite Destroy All Monsters Melee?
well, mainly because Save the Earth and Destroy All Monsters, they're they're fighting games where um, where Unleashed on the Wii is kind of like somewhat a roam free kind of game, uh, and it definitely has better graphics. That's another thing, mainly because it has the best graphics out of every other game that we had options to.
I kind of agree with you on that because from what I've seen from Save the Earth and Destroy All Monsters, which I don't have any of those games, but from what I've seen, you kind of have to be in like kind of a boxed area, whereas in Godzilla Unleashed, you can kind of run off if you want to in story mode
Yeah, yeah,
and avoid a monster fight.
yeah.
All right. Here's another question from Godzilla Wrath of Hybrid. I'm gonna hope that you can at least answer it. I was gonna ask, why did you decide to make this the third movie? Like, how come we decide to make any other movies in between Return of Space Godzilla Wrath of the Hybrid?
Why did we decide to make this the final film?
Yeah.
Well, we didn't decide it. Uh, I did bring up like the Kenshin era, obviously when World Apocalypse came out, but we had no idea that we just kind of set like a trilogy. So being this the final film, obviously just because we said it's a trilogy, um, the for what we're working on right now, this is definitely going to be the final film. Uh, we are these talks are not imminent right now. They will not. We will not discuss this until after the release of Wrath of the Hybrid, um, which we don't know when that will be. Uh, but but if there's popular demand, we will talk over it and see if we do want to kind of keep the train rolling. But in all honesty, I don't think we will continue it unless popular demand is eventually to the point where they do that Godzilla fans who have viewed all three movies and say, yes, we want more. I mean, like, but based on, we're not really worried about it right now.
All right. Where will Godzilla Wrath of the Hybrid take place in?
Japan.
Oh, that's very descriptive. That's a big spoiler, you know?
Not really. Not exactly a big spoiler.
I mean, it could take place in
I'm
America.
not hesitant to say where it takes place because that's where pretty much every single film has taken place. So, I mean, I'm not hesitant to say where it takes place. Now,
Oh,
if you wanted me to go more general, I can say the Milky Way galaxy,
or the third dimension.
or I can just say the whole universe. That's where it takes place.
All right.
Following Godzilla World Apocalypse, I was a nice guy, so I said, you know what, we're gonna use your Goji's favorite monster, Space Godzilla, and so we kind of went on that. And I will say, we were actually gonna put two of his favorite monsters in there. It was originally going to be Space Godzilla, Godzilla, and Kiryu.
Wow.
That was the original roster. And this was one we obviously had. This is obviously when we were going to do Godzilla Unleashed, though. So Junior wasn't a question. So yeah.
All right. So, who do you think is the strongest Godzilla villain, like in general?
In general, like outside of this series,
Yeah, outside of the series, I mean, like in general.
Mechagodzilla 2.
Godzilla 2. You don't think it's
Yep.
Space Godzilla?
Nope. Not even close.
It's funny because most people would actually say that about Destroyer.
I don't even think Destroy is more of. I don't want to say he was tough, but I don't want to say he was weak either. He's kind of in that in-between area where, you definitely seen that he did damage, but the damage that he kind of did wasn't exactly to the point where it was killing Godzilla. It was just kind of wearing him down more than uh, just killing him.
My argument for that is that usually the spiral atomic breath would one-shot most monsters, but Destroyer was able to withstand it so much.
Now, is that based off uh, the oh now here's where you're getting all your information from. So what are you basing what are you assuming this off of? Are the American Godzilla vs. Destroyer or the uncut Godzilla vs. Destroyer? Because there's actually two completely different endings, and I actually own both.
Oh, really? I've actually never seen the actual
So
Japanese version.
in the uncut version, where Godzilla just completely blows up Destroyer, and obviously he melts down by himself. What actually happens is Godzilla actually starts to melt down while fighting Destroyer.
Oh, you mean that deleted scene?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I actually have that. I actually have a copy. I have the movie with that scene in it.
Oh, lucky.
Yeah, I mean, there's others like deleted scenes with that too, Like I did see that. It's crazy.
Okay, do you mind if I ask you some questions like outside of the Kenshin Era? I was just wondering.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is just like an interview in general.
Yeah, if you want to, yeah. I mean, like,
All right, because I think I've asked all that I wanted to ask about the Kenshin Era trilogy.
all right.
But I won't make it this drag too long if you don't want to.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, like, how, if you have like another, uh, like 25 questions. I mean, the questions you've asked me, they were like 25 questions. They're way more than that, but it was something that, um, I was answering for the fun of it. Uh, but now I'm kind of like running short on time
All
just
right,
because it's getting late. So, I mean, like, you can ask me like a couple more questions.
how many?
I don't care.
All right.
I mean, once you hear like a really long answer from me, I'm pretty sure you'll know when to stop.
All right. So, have you seen the new Gamera 2016 trailer? And if so, what are your
Nope.
thoughts on it? You have
No.
not?
No.
Have
I
you
have
wa-
yet. I don't. I don't follow Gamera. I do have Gamera movies, but I don't follow them.
do you like the Showa era for Gamera?
No, I like the new the remakes.
The
They made
Heisei?
three remakes of the Gamera. They just came out with the Gamera trilogy on Blu-ray a couple years ago, and I actually own that. That's all I own of Gamera.
Oh,
There was like Revenge of Virus. They remade that one, and then
Attack of the Legion?
yeah, Attack of the Legion. They remade that one, and then there was another one.
Oh yeah, there was Gamera Guardian of the Universe.
Yep, yep. That I watched those three ones that were remade like into a newer style, but it was the same concept, everything like that. And that's all I watch of Gamera.
To be honest, I actually really like the Gamera Showa era because I watched it a lot more than the Heisei era. I didn't get into the Heisei era until like I was like 12, whereas the Showa era, I'd always been into it for a long time.
I see the Gamera Showa era is very, very, very cheesy. Like cheesier to the beyond the point where like it makes um God's the son of Godzilla or Godzilla's Revenge. That makes it seem uh
Serious.
no, it makes it seem that I don't know. It makes them seem. You said superior?
I said serious.
Oh no, it makes it makes Godzilla's Revenge and the son of Godzilla seem superior because I know the Gamera show is very, 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 very cheesy. Like I know that it's very cheesy for a fact.
Believe it or not, I actually cried at the end of Gamera the Super Monster.
I've never seen it.
Huh?
I've never seen it.
Oh, you have not seen Gamera the Super Monster.
No, I've
It is,
only seen the three movies that I told you. That's it. I should really. I mean, I've tried to get in Gamera and I just can't. It's just not.
it's
The
not really your
show is
thing.
just. The show it just makes, like I said, the son of Godzilla just seem so much better. I mean, like, it probably isn't, but I'm just saying. Just based on like some of the clips I've seen and some of the fights, it's just not me.
All right. Have you seen the Shin Godzilla trailer?
Yes, yes, I
You
have.
like it?
Um, I have mixed feelings about it. I think I made a video
Like I
of
check it out.
what?
I say I'm gonna check it out later.
Yeah, I made a video on like my opinions on the suit, the Godzilla suit. So I mean, like, um, Yeah, I mean, that's I have mixed feelings about it. That's all I'm gonna say. I'll probably expose those feelings when I make my reaction to it.
All right. Do you think it's better than Godzilla 2014?
Um, what the way the suit is?
Yeah, like design and all.
No, I
I feel
don't
like
think it's better.
I feel like Godzilla 2014 had more of a kind of big impact.
Oh, I think Godzilla 2014 looks 2 times better than Shine Gojira. Just because Shine Gojira, it just I'm not I'm not saying bad. It looks like Carnage from Spider-Man. That's how I see Shine Gojira.
You mean with the symbiote with Venom and all?
Yeah, Carnage. You know
Yeah.
who Carnage is?
Yeah, he's the red symbiote.
Yep. That's how I see that Godzilla suit, Carnage.
That is funny.
That's how I see him. He looks exactly like Carnage, except he has pupils. That's it.
Whereas Carnage, just white eyes, nothing else.
Yeah,
Do you think he will fight
exactly how
anyone?
I see him.
Do you think he will fight anyone?
Um, I do. I do. I think he'll fight an iconic um, Toho character. I'm not saying Rodan. I'm not saying King Ghidorah. I'm not saying Mothra. I'm saying something like along the lines of Super X. I think there will be another Super X in this film.
Oh, I really want the Atragon or Gotango.
Uh, Theatragon, I think I can't remember. It's Manda and the Gotenga, I think, or the Atragon. I think it's the Atragon.
It's actually either one because in Godzilla Final Wars, it's the Gotango Amanda, but in the original movie,
It's the
it's the
Atragon.
Atragon. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like that. I don't. That just to me is a Manda thing.
Well, that's the reason why I really like Godzilla Unleashed so much, is because you got to fight it, and it was one of my favorite boss battles.
Yeah, he was just annoying to me.
Especially on hard mode, the little missiles that he shoots out of his side, they just kill you, pretty much.
Yeah.
So what I do is just run around the city to avoid them, and it's hilarious because he ends up destroying all of Osaka indeliberately. It's like, look, guys, Godzilla does not destroy the city.
Yeah.
It's Geozen.
Gyozen, dude. All right. Any more?
Okay, one last question.
All right.
Um,
Now, if you get me started on who would be Kaji Ghidorah, or who is the strongest villain of all time against Godzilla, don't get me started. I will go. We will be here for another 3.5 hours,
I wouldn't
and
mind.
I would just go off.
I think the strongest villain in Godzilla is Gabra. You know,
Oh yeah,
without
totally.
with that electric shock, he could blow up anything.
I know that electric shock. He could seriously destroy any single monster in the freaking Toho franchise.
Wait, I know who the strongest Godzilla villain is. It's Skeleturtle.
Skeleton. No, it's the giant condor, buddy. It's the giant condor. I swear to God, I've never seen a more mediocre, a more basic, small character in my life give Godzilla more trouble in my life than the giant condor. I swear to God, the Godzilla didn't get a single hit off against the giant condor. Guaranteed that thing freaking received radiation, and that will be Godzilla's next opponent in Shin Gojira, the giant condor mutated.
That'll be the funniest thing ever.
Dude. You'll just see like a the stock footage from Godzilla versus the Sea Monster. You're like, the villain of all time is returning, and then you see you see the giant condor fly out of the water. You'll just you'll just see it like beat the shit out of Godzilla, and then Godzilla will like I could see that happening. Oh, you know I'd like to see in another Godzilla film, Megaguirus. I think Megaguirus actually has a possibility to return.
Mechagoras is so underrated, especially the movie. I really like the movie, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, I really liked it for the soundtrack, in my opinion.
Well, I think every Godzilla movie has a great soundtrack, hands down. Just because how iconic the music is and how noticeably different it is, how different it is from each and every film. It doesn't sound like the same thing over and over again. So,
Okay, is there anyone that likes the Godzilla versus Megalon soundtrack?
I like every single soundtrack, so I mean, it doesn't matter to me.
I heard people don't really like it, but I'm kind of neutral on it.
Uh, the only thing I can say I don't like about it is the banjo.
Oh,
Kind
I'm
of,
sworn. What if, okay, do you like Godzilla's Revenge soundtrack?
yeah, I do.
I really think it's pretty neat because, especially the
I
intro.
like the intro of the American theme. Definitely.
The jazz one is like,
Yes. Yes.
that's one of my, I actually added that to my playlist of favorite Godzilla songs recently.
I do like it just because it's completely stupid and retarded, but I love it.
It just comes out of nowhere when you watch it.
Like what the hell does that have to do with Godzilla?
It's more like something for a '60s show or something. Oh, do you know? I found an interesting fact. The guy who composed the Ultraman music composed the music for Godzilla's Revenge.
Oh yeah, I could definitely see that.
It all makes sense now.
Yep.
But I kind of like
I
the
don't
Ultraman
know
soundtrack
why
more.
the soundtrack was so off-toned.
But seriously, who do you think is the strongest Godzilla villain?
I don't think I need to repeat myself.
Is
Mechagodzilla 2.
but why is he so strong compared to Kaiser?
Compared to who? Kaiser.
Yeah, Kaiser Ghidorah.
First of all, tell me how long Kaiser lasted.
I think he lasted about 15 minutes at most, at least.
Oh no. You're
Oh
not
wait,
tracking down Monster X.
oh like 5 minutes, I think 6 minutes, 7 minutes, right?
Exactly. Exactly. And tell me this. Take a look back the first encounter between Mechagodzilla 2 and Godzilla. Tell
Oh,
me, tell me who won that battle. Tell me in
Mechagodzilla.
reality. Don't tell me Godzilla won, because in reality he didn't do anything. He went to shoot his spiral beam, and it just happened not to come out, but it came out as like a shockwave that sent electric pulses back into Mechagodzilla 2.
Oh yeah, Mechagodzilla too. He just bombarded Godzilla.
See, and that's why he's the strongest enemy. He killed Godzilla. The second meeting, when he combined with the Garuda, he killed Godzilla.
And he killed Rodan.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. And he killed Rodan. So basically, he managed to kill two monsters within, I don't know, let's see here, Super Mechagodzilla. He managed to kill Godzilla within at least, at most,
Eight
maybe
minutes?
2.5 minutes. That's how long it took to kill Godzilla. Rodan with the Garuda, it took him one beam attack. One. That's it.
Destroyed.
Yeah, and he killed Rodan in one hit.
Alright. And Mechagodzilla 2 is probably made out of the strongest Oh, I just realized why Mechagodzilla 2 is so strong. It's because Mechagodzilla 2 is made out of the same futuristic technology that made Mecha King Ghidorah.
Yep.
So it's pretty ironic because it feels like, first of all, Mecha King Ghidorah, he was moderately powerful, and then the humans upgrade him to Mechagodzilla 2, and you're like, whoa, this thing's powerful. And then once he gets destroyed, you're all like, I wonder what the humans are going to pull out next. Something even stronger than Mechagodzilla 2? But no, it's Mogera. So weak. So lame.
Mogear had potential,
I mean, I thought it was pretty interesting that they brought him back, I guess.
but Mechagodzilla 2, hands down. And if anyone tries to argue with me, you will lose. You will lose.
Now, I'm pretty sure I could pull up an Ultraman villain that's stronger than him, but you don't have a big knowledge about Ultraman, so I
Nope.
won't.
You will lose. You will lose. First of all, we're on the along the lines of Godzilla here. Tell me what connection Ultraman and Godzilla have.
Not really much.
None. They have no connections at all.
Let me think of
Other than
someone.
G-Ras. G-Ras is just, she's generic.
Something. Let me think of someone that could potentially beat him. You're right. It is almost impossible to come up with someone that can match Mechagodzilla 2.
Exactly.
I just find it kind of sad that he's the most powerful monster, sort of. Because Mechagodzilla 2 isn't the most awesome designed, in my opinion. That's just me.
He's bland, but he's I'm telling you, he is the strongest.
Oh, wait, the Mutos could beat Mechagodzilla 2.
We're on the lines of Toho here.
Oh, right.
Mutos are property of Legendary.
Doesn't doesn't Toho technically own them, like just technicality reasons?
Well, I don't know because they were Legendary's creation, so I don't know.
I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a Muto licensed product somewhere logo around here.
Yeah. Any more questions?
All right. Who do you think? I mean, who is your just favorite Godzilla villain in general?
Mechagodzilla 2. I mean, I say that because he is my favorite character. I will admit that, and some people will say I'm biased over it, but I'll be honest. I can be biased with him at times, but I prove everyone wrong because I have facts. I have facts. I use medical facts, and no one and everyone hates that.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Mechagodzilla 2 was your favorite villain. I just forgot for some reason
Yeah,
because
he's my favorite Godzilla character.
I feel like my brain just went dead because I forgot that he was like Mechagodzilla 2. Whenever I think of people who like Mechagodzilla 2, it's always you and a few other people, like individual people that stand out, and I just forgot that you were one of those people.
Oh yeah,
My brain just kind of went dead for a second.
yeah.
But wasn't Mechagodzilla 2 taken out by one Spiral Heat Blast, whereas Destroya endured all of them?
He wasn't taken out by one. He actually challenged a spiral heat blast. It kind of just exploded. Yeah, he challenged it. He challenged it. He actually went. They went beam on beam collision, and he didn't flinch at all.
Well, I mean, still, he was still destroyed by a couple of them.
Uh huh. That is true. But tell me one character that challenged the spiral beam though.
No one.
Exactly.
Space Godzilla exploded, literally. He didn't stand a chance against it. Man, Mechagodzilla 2 being the most powerful villain. I never thought I'd ever actually say that.
I mean, like And then other people bring up like skills of other monsters, which is supposed to make them powerful. No. Do you think really abilities count? I mean, you can bring up certain abilities that kind of shows that and like how they destroy Godzilla, but you can't say that like, oh, he has telekinesis, so he's the strongest. No, it just doesn't count. It just doesn't. It doesn't matter.
Didn't Space Gods only use telekinesis about twice in that movie?
Yeah, he uses it twice. That's it.
You know what's another silly argument about Space Godzilla all the time? People always say that Space Godzilla is super powerful because he has that mirror reflective barrier, but it's like Space Godzilla only used that once, and that was in the first encounter. He never used it again.
Yeah.
It's like, what happened to that ability? Did he just lose it all of a sudden?
Yeah, he just all of a sudden loses it.
I mean, he could have potentially blocked the spiral heat beam with that.
Yeah. I'm kind of out of time here, so.
All right, so you can leave if you want. Thanks for your time.
All right. No problem. Um, are you subscribed to me on YouTube by any chance?
I think I am. I mean, to be honest, like I said before, I've been gone from YouTube for
Here,
like
let
5 months.
I think
You can
you
just give me a
are.
link.
Look me up
Give
real
me a
quick.
link.
Look me up real quick.
All right, you want me to share screens?
You can. Like, because I'm pretty sure you're gonna end it, like this recording, like the length of it, at some other time. Because right now, what we're talking about doesn't really matter.
Actually, we'll just end it. So, do you want to say anything to the audience real quick?
Yes. Always remember, Mechagodzilla 2 will always be the strongest. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Plutonium 2356.
You know what?
行くぞどこでも平和のためだ広い世界を駆け巡り目指すは悪い